So my friend texted me yesterday and said there's a really cool lady that's dressed like a ninja that won Melody Festival and you need to check out her song. So I'm gonna do just that. Yep, immediately this sounds very Swedish. The vocal is front and center. It's very clean, minimal, nothing muddy, nothing cluttered. What I'm noticing already is also how minimal the arrangement is. They're not throwing a ton of instruments at this song. It's really just groove, vocal, atmosphere, and that's a classic Swedish thing. If it doesn't serve the hook, it comes out. That's dope. What's interesting is the chorus doesn't explode the way that a lot of Eurovision songs do. So instead of going for like a massive vocal lift, it kind of just locks you into the rhythm. So the hook is more hypnotic than dramatic. This is extremely polished, like almost surgically polished. And Sweden is famous for that level of refinement, but it also introduces an interesting question. Sometimes when a song is this perfect, it can actually feel too calculated and people struggle to connect with it. I don't think we're gonna have this issue here. I already love what I'm seeing and hearing. But I'm really curious how this translates live, because this kind of song depends a lot on the performance, and you can tell that they've put a lot of effort into this. I'm actually going to pause for a second. So inevitably, tracks like this are going to get compared to the other dance entries this year. So let's take Bulgaria's song, for example. Dara's song sits in a similar dance pop space, but structurally these two songs are very different, and they bank on very different methods to achieve what they're trying to achieve. Bangaranga is all about swagger and rhythm and cheekiness. It's punchy, it's playful, very attitude driven, right? This is much more controlled. It's sleek, it's hypnotic, it's shiny, it's luxurious, it's very precision focused. So it's almost like two different philosophies of dance pop, right? They both sound Swedish. They both sound Swedish produced. One is built around personality and punch, and one is polish and groove. Let's keep going. I can tell she's a talented vocalist. I can tell that she, also allegedly she was sick during this, so being able to pull this off while you're sick, props to you. I really hope she nails it in Vienna, because I heard a few cracks and she faltered a few times. Hopefully it's just a temporary. This is so fucking awesome. Yes! Alright, I'm gonna pause again. I know oh no, we're done. Never mind. So one thing I want to say really quickly, I hate that I'm going to compare it to Dara again, but my critiques for Dara's performance, and I know that it's a smaller stage, there was no audience, you can't achieve the same thing that they achieved here. Sweden has, for all intents and purposes, like their own Eurovision stage that they practice on. That's how seriously they take Eurovision and how much effort and money they invest into it. So we can't compare, resources there. This is what a polished, perfect performance looks like. We got lasers, we got perfect choreography, everything was perfectly timed, and we could hear it from the crowd's reaction. So in a sense, where Dara's performance is falling short a little bit at the moment, I know she's gonna work on it, this is already there. Okay, I don't know what's happening this year, but it's shaping up to be a very strong Eurovision year, and I'm not mad at it. But this is now song number 3 that could win, because it's so well produced. It's so good. So the only potential weakness here is actually that it's actually what makes Sweden so good at producing pop songs. It's the perfection. You can't deny that the precision is on another level. There is nothing extra in this song. Every single sound is where it needs to be and it serves a purpose. I will give Sweden props for sticking to their guns because they are not following trends. They are using the good old formula, tried and true. Why I'm saying that is we've actually seen a trend in recent years, if you think about it, of maximalist pop with Rosalia's latest album, for example, or Charlie XCX. There are these pop songs, but there's so much instrumentation, so many layered elements that it becomes so busy. And again, nothing wrong with that. Music is about self-expression, but it's really interesting how Sweden always gets blamed for what I would call conveyor belt pop. When we hear Sweden, we immediately hear polished pop machine. So I'm going to be unoriginal and actually provide a very expected critique of Sweden. I think the only weakness here is the perfection. This is exactly the kind of song that I would blast on repeat all summer long, but I think some people are going to struggle to connect emotionally and they're going to think, oh, this is just another EDM track with no substance, and that's a risk. If we compare this to something like Cornelia Jacobs, Hold Me Closer, perfectly produced pop, but they allowed her to be vulnerable and stripped back a little bit. They really highlighted like the raspiness in her voice, and it felt more intimate than this. So I think what's really going to be important here is the performance. If you're banking on perfection and precision and power, you cannot have a single second where your voice cracks, where you forget the choreo. You have to be perfect from start to finish. And I know they can deliver. I really hope they do. So in conclusion, this is exactly what you would expect from Sweden. It's extremely professional pop songwriting. It's modern, it's sleek, it's very well engineered. It's definitely an easy qualifier because songs like this are very easy for the audience to digest. Whether it's gonna win, that's gonna depend on the staging, the emotional connection. Like I said, everything has to be flawless. Everything has to be perfect. They already have a perfect performance, so if Felicia can deliver the vocal and connect to the audience, because at Eurovision, the songs that people remember are the ones that make them feel something. Now, this definitely makes me feel something. I'm curious whether it makes you feel anything, or if you just think it's another generic pop song from Sweden. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you again for tuning in, and I'll see you soon. Over and out.